Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Swansea MP Yasmin Catley says engineers will need to be consulted to allow for repairs to the Swansea seawall to get underway. The state government yesterday committed $7.5 million to address erosion concerns at the seawall, with the money to be used to repair cracks and slope issues, which has forced a 100-metre section to be closed since 2021. Yasmin Catley has told the ABC the site will need to be assessed before work can get underway later this year.
We obviously will have to get experts in here to do this. This is quite unique work. The Maritime Infrastructure Delivery Organisation of Transport, they will contract this out to experts that do seawalls on the eastern seaboard.
Community members on the western side of Lake Macquarie are seeking support from the council in obtaining an on-demand bus service. The need for reliable public transport continues to grow in the area as the population of those without a vehicle or unable to drive increases. Council voted to advocate on behalf of residents and has written to local bus operators in hopes of improving public transport services. Councillor Kate Warner says she's concerned about the impact on Lake Macquarie's ageing population.
There is something wrong with the current system. It's not meeting the needs of the people. We know that there are people that we have a growing ageing population that they're going to need access to transport options more than probably ever before.
This week will mark the final time Hunter residents will be able to view an hour-long local television news bulletin. Sweeping changes have been announced following the takeover of NBN by the WIN network. From next Monday, NBN News will air a half-hourly bulletin from 5:30pm, with Sydney's 9 News to air from 6. Last night, NBN aired its final weekend bulletin. As part of the WIN restructure, multiple NBN staff last week interviewed for roles in the cut-down local newsroom, with decisions expected this week on ongoing staffing. Ahead of tomorrow's state budget, local domestic violence services are calling for increased support. Recent reports show a significant increase in domestic violence across the Hunter, with rates increasing by 20% in Cessnock alone. Local services say extra funding will be allocated towards staff, capacity and recovery programs. Gotcha Back Sister General Manager Joe Buckingham says proper support services can be life-changing.
That instant support can be a game changer in any woman that is experiencing domestic and family violence. That initial, if they reach out and they've got those services available, that certainly helps them on that path of moving from that unsafe situation to that safe environment to live in.
Restoration of Muswellbrook's Mussel Creek is nearly complete after 3 years of works. Focused on improving the waterway's ecosystem and biodiversity, councils conducted a variety of environmental and community works to restore the critical habitat. Works include the weeding of 4 hectares of the creek, replaced with more than 4,500 native plants. Sustainability Officer Michael Brady says over time the project has expanded beyond just restoration.
We also have activities with school groups, like learning about the different animals and why different animals are important and what they need. And that sort of does link back to the River Red Gum. They have lots of different animals that utilise them.
To NURFM Sport.
The Knights are hoping to be bolstered by the return of State of Origin stars Kalen Ponga and Dylan Lucas for next Sunday's clash against the West Tigers. Both players were rested during Newcastle's 22-20 win over the Dragons on Friday, with the pair expected to return at home for round 17. Coach Justin Holbrook says he's keen to have his star players back permanently once the Origin period concludes.
It's a tricky time. The Origin time, we have 2 players at 48 hours, so we don't back them up. We've a few disrupted players, but there was plenty of good signs for us. And as I said, good enough to get the win.
In Newcastle Rugby League, Maitland are clear ladder leaders after crushing Curry 32-12 last Saturday. South's pursuit of the Pickers hit a roadblock last round, with Saturday also seeing them fall 16-6 to the Cessnock Goannas. Saturday saw the conclusion of round 9 of this year's Hunter rugby season. Newcastle University down the Wanderers 25-15, while Maitland thrashed Southern Beaches 57-15. Merewether Carlton are still in first place, also defeating the Hamilton Hawks 45-29. And Merewether surfer Morgan Sibulik will meet Brazil's João Chianca in the quarterfinals of this year's Vivo Rio Pro event. Quarterfinal action is set to kick off later this week. That's sport. I'm Charlie Proudlock.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 3, 6, 9, 14, 21 and 22, and the supplementaries are 20 and 38. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.